Hello everyone and welcome back to this channel. So in today's video I'll be showing you how to make a Basque waistline on a Bustier dress with a puff sleeve. So here I already have my basic bodies drafted out. This is my bust line, my under bust line and my waistline, and I placed my wool on the starting point on 6 inches because this is an off shoulder dress, so you can make it 7 depending on how low you want it to be. Then my bust line is 10 inches, my under bust is 13, and my waistline is 16. So here I just went ahead to draft out my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then I placed my tape rule on 6 inches and measured my armhole area. So basically that is all the measurement I have here on my pattern. So next I'll go ahead and draft out my bust pan measurement, which is my nipple to nipple divided by 2. So I'm just marking that on all the lines, and I'll go ahead and rule that with a straight rule. Next, I'll go ahead and mark out my bustier measurement. I'm just going ahead and marking 0.75 on this part going towards the center front and 1.2 inches on the part going towards the side front. So you put the lesser measurement on the part on the center front and the higher measurement on the part going towards the side front. So from this bust point, I'll come down by 0.75 because the person is not really busty. Then I'll go ahead and connect that with a curve. So next, on this upper part that we have here, I'll go ahead and mark ½ inch on the part going towards the center front and 1 inch on the part going towards the side front, and I'll connect that to I'll go up by 0.75 inch on this part on the bust point. Then I'll connect with a curve. So the reason why we don't connect directly to the bust line is because to avoid that pointy edge you usually get on the bust point. So guys, next I'll go ahead and mark out my bust measurements divided by 4. Then I'll add 1.5 inch for seam allowance. Then on this part here, we'll be replacing the dart we have here. But remember, this is an off shoulder sleeve and we don't really need our shoulder measurement. So what we need is the front measurements. Go ahead and measure your front, as you can see on the screen, divided by 2. Then this dart we took out here, you're going to add it back. So I'm just adding my 1.5 inches. So basically this is the measurement we'll be using and not the shoulder measurement divided by 2. So I'll just go ahead and mark out my bust measurement divided by 4 and the seam allowance. Then on the waistline, I'll divide my waist measurement by 4. Then I'll add back this dart we have here and also our seam allowance. So I'll go ahead and connect those lines we have like so. So next guys, we'll go ahead and mark out the back effect. So I'm go ahead and mark out 4 inches from the waistline. Just come down by 4 inches. You can come down by 5. And I will also connect it to my side seam like so. So I'm not connecting it to the seam allowance. I'm connecting it to the side seam. So with a very straight line. So next I'll go ahead and mark out this dart we have it. That is your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. Then I'll connect it to the dart legs like so. So basically this is all we need for the bustier dress. And you can go ahead and add your seam allowance to this pattern paper, but no, I'll be adding mine to the fabric. So I'll just go ahead and cut out what I have here. So this is basically what we have for the front bodies. I'll just go ahead and cut off the starting point of this pattern paper. You might as well leave it because we'll be adding ½ an inch on the top of this fabric, but I'll be adding all my allowance to the main fabric. So here I have my back bodies folded by my bust measurement divided by 4, my zipper allowance and my seam allowance. So I'll be drafting these directly on the main fabric. So I'm just going ahead to mark out my zipper allowance area. Then on this top part will be our starting point. So I'll be placing my rule on 6 inches. Remember, it's an off shoulder dress. Now I'm marking my bust point and my waist point. Then also 1 inch for joining allowance. So I'm just extending these lines and connecting with a straight rule. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and mark out my bust measurement divided by 2 and 1.5 seam allowance, and also my waist measurement divided by 2 plus 1.5 seam allowance. So this would have no dart to it. So next, I'm just marking my shoulder measurement divided by 2. like so, and I'm forming my armhole measurements. So next we are just going to do what we did for the front bodies. So I'm going to take out my back, measure at your back. That's basically what I did. I measure at my back, and I just connected it to the armhole area. So I have two of this fabric and two for the lining fabric. So I'm just going to go ahead and join by 1/2 inch on top and on the sides. So guys, this is the front bodies. I folded the center front into two, then I went ahead to cut with 1/2 inch seam allowance on the sides, on the upper part and on the down part. I also did same for the side front, and I went ahead to cut out my breast pad, and this is a wadding, so I just went ahead to cut this out. By now we should be familiar with something like this, so you're just going to go ahead and iron it down to the seams. Then you're going to join the center front to the side front using 1/2 inch like so. So just go ahead and join it all the way to the top, and I'll do same for the other. So after joining, this is what I have, and I'll be showing you guys how to attach a boning to this in two ways actually. So don't go ahead and cut out your seam allowance you have here. So just pick up your boning and attach it like so. So I have a Regalim boning. This is not a sewable boning, but if you have a sewable boning, just place it like so and sew it on one part of the seam allowance you have here. So after doing that, you flip it over and sew the other parts to the other part of the seam allowance you have here. So making sure you leave your seam allowance on the down part and don't sew it too close to the underbust so it doesn't poke anybody wearing it. So that is one point. When you sew it like that, it doesn't show on the outer part. But since I'm using a Regalim boning, I'm just going to go ahead and lay down this seam allowance I have here and make a straight stitch. Then I'll go ahead and put my boning inside that hole we made. I hope you understand. So next I'll go ahead and modify the neckline. I wanted a sweetheart neckline, and I'm just going to go ahead and modify it. You could have done it in the pattern drafting, but let's just go ahead and do it right now. So placing my tape rule on my underbust, which was 13 inches, I have to figure out my how deep I want my neckline to be. So I wanted 8 inches, so I'm just going to mark out 7.5, and the remaining half allowance would be for joining the lining to the main fabric. So I'm just connecting it to the top like so. So I'll go ahead and cut it out, and voila, we have our sweetheart neckline. So I'll go ahead and do everything I've done on the main fabric. I already went ahead to do it, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut out my sweetheart neckline as we did for the main fabric. So next we'll be joining these together, right side facing right side. So just go ahead and join it on the neckline area and on the sides. So guys, after joining, this is what I have. So you can go ahead and give this a good press. And I also went ahead to fix my boning into the hole I created, and this is what it looks like. And remember, don't join your boning to the allowance you have on the down part, because you'll be joining it to the down part of the dress. So this is the down part of the dress. I already went out to create this down part. I have a video on how to make a skirt, so you can check that out. So we're joining this top to the down part of the dress like so. So you just have to figure out the center point of the skirt part, and I'll be going down by 4 inches, which is our back's waistline. We came down by 4, then 1/2 inch for the seam allowance. So to figure out the center point, just fold your skirt waistline into 2 and give it a notch. So this is the center point of the skirt, and of course this is the center point of the top. I'm just going to mark it out and also rule this part to meet the 4.5 inches we created. So 4 inches is for the back waistline and 1/2 inch is for joining the skirt to the top. So next I'm just going to go ahead and I found out that my back waistline was not having that V shape anymore after joining the center front to the side front. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out to give it that V shape. So you can go ahead and do that, and also just connect it like so on the skirt part. So this is what I have connected on the skirt part, and also go ahead and cut it, leaving 1/2 inch, guys. So just cut, don't cut directly on the line, cut and leave 1/2 inch, because we'll be joining this to the top. So I'll just go ahead and pin this around the top. So making sure when you're joining, join from the center down to the side of the top. So you join it like so. So guys, I went ahead to pin this down, and this is what it looks like on the side. So just join from the center to the sides. So guys, after joining, this is what I have. I have a little allowance on the top part, but that's okay. We'll be joining it to the back of the dress. So I also went ahead to join my back to the down part of the dress, and I also closed up my seam, my zipper allowance, sorry. And I also went ahead to take my body measurement. So I'll be joining the front part to the back. So guys, this is my sleeve, and I'll be showing you the calculation to get the folding for this puff sleeve. So all you need is your round shoulder measurements, that is your off shoulder. What I have was 39 inches. Then you need your front measurement is 11 inches. So your front and your back measurement is usually the same. So I'll times 11 by 2, and I have 22 inches. So I'm going to minus 22 inches from my 39 inches. So I have 17 inches. So 17 inches divided by 2, because we are working with 2 sleeves. So it is giving me 8.5. So for one sleeve, I have 8.5. So because this fabric is folded into 2, we'll be dividing the 8.5 by 2. So we'll be having 4.2. So I'm just going to give it a mark there. Then I'll add 5 inches for elastic allowance, because this is going to have an elastic. Then the remaining allowance is for the armhole area. So I'm just going to come down by 1 inch. This will be for the elastic casing. So this will be our starting point, 1 inch for the elastic casing. And for the armhole area, I'm just going to place my rule on 6 inches. Then I'll mark 8 inches point like so. Then this will be for the armhole area. So next, guys, I'm just going to make a curve like so. Just a random curve, guys. So next, we are going to go ahead and mark the length of the sleeve. So the length of the sleeve I'm working with is 15 inches. Then I'll add extra 5 inch to give it that ball effect. Then this remaining 1 inch or so thereabouts will be for the folding allowance of the down part of the sleeve. So I'll just go ahead and cut this on a straight line for now. We'll be modifying that later on. So after cutting, I'll separate it on the top part, and I have both my sleeves here. So I went ahead to open up the sleeve, and I'm just taking out my elastic points, that is that 1 inch for the elastic casing, and I'll go ahead and roll that out. So next, I'll go ahead and mark the length of the sleeve. So where I want that elastic to sit will be about 10 inches. Then I'll add that 5 inches for that ball effect, that full effect. So that means I'll be having 15 inches for the top part of the sleeve, that is that ball part of the sleeve. I don't know if you guys understand. So I'm just going to roll out that line. So on this ball part of the sleeve, we don't want it too full. So you're just going to mark out what you have on your sleeve there. I have about 9 inches. So I'm just marking 4.5 because the sleeve is on fold. Then I'll add 5 inches for the elastic allowance, and also 1 inch for seam allowance. So just add 1 inch to this for the seam allowance. We don't want that the allowances to be too much, because when you fix your elastic, it turns out too big on your arm. So I'm just going to modify this and go ahead and cut this out. So I went ahead to open it back up, and I'll be showing you how to fix this elastic. My elastic was not up to half an inch, so I'll just place it like so and just sew on that line we have there. So you drag your elastic very hard, so it gives you that gathering you're going for. So just drag it and pull it hard when you're sewing, and sew on 2 lines so it doesn't loosen. So on this upper part, I'm just going to go ahead and fold it up like so, leaving room for the elastic. So guys, after sewing, this is what I have. I also went ahead to join by 1 inch on the side area, and this is what it looks like on the top. I used my pins to hold the elastic down on the top part. So we'll be fixing this to the gown we have here. So after joining the side of the gown, this is what it looks like, and our back's effect is looking good. So I went ahead to fix one part of the sleeve, and I'll be showing you how to fix the other. So turning the sleeve to the right side, you're just going to place it like so, the top part meeting the top part of the dress. So just go ahead and pin it all around the armhole area, and making sure the side seam of the sleeve fits the side seam of the dress and the other top part meets the top part of the dress. So basically, I'll just go ahead and sew by half an inch allowance. So guys, this is the final look of the dress and I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to, and drop a comment in the comment section if there is any question. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.